Today we will be running through. Essentially, we've been talking about it for oh god, how long have we been talking about it now?
At least 4 or 5
At
episodes.
least four.
So it
Yeah,
must have been
so
over 2 months.
almost 2 months. Yeah. But essentially, we set each other the task of coming up with a circuit to race in a brand new location for Formula One. Let's say, for example, they get rid of, I don't know, Miami. Yay.
Mhm.
And so what they then do is they task the two of us, for some reason, the FIA to task the two of us with coming up with an alternate track. It can be wherever, however, we can't have raced there before. Those were the rules. And yeah, here's what we've come up with. Ash, would you like to present your screen and go
Ba-ba-ba-ba-bam.
first?
I
For
would
audio
like to.
listeners, we will do our absolute best to describe this. However, if you are listening via Spotify, hopefully, fingers crossed, you have the opportunity to watch it as well. If not, please feel free to go onto YouTube, but we will do our best to visually describe our tracks.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Now, my location is Hong Kong.
Oh, Hong Kong.
Uh,
Okay, nice.
Hong Kong, and it's going to be a night race because
Of
Hong
course,
Kong is at
yeah.
night. So
Nice.
I will bring it up here, and I've got some cool little things in there that pay homage to another track, and also just something to make it a little bit different. So, can you see my?
So we can see your screen. I'm very confused. You've got the whole of a roundabout highlighted, which makes a
I mean,
very
so
interesting
I
reading.
used Apple Maps to essentially do a loop, right? But I will talk you through the track.
All right,
So
cool.
yeah, essentially it's got a loop. The roundabout would be a roundabout. You'd have
It
whatever
would be sectioned
tires
off. I was just really
sectioned off,
confused if you were.
right? So we start up here. So this is the start finish straight and Golden Bell. I don't even know how to say that. Balhinia Square, right? So you start up here, leads you into a U-turn, and you go up and you take a left down to the straight and up to the roundabout. Then it's a left, quick left, and then a quick right, and then a very, very, very long straight. So lots of overtaking opportunities
Nice, nice.
into a hard left, and then straight down, and then another hard left, and then about 50% of the length of the longest straight we just have. Again, going down with some few kinks and stuff, but it's fairly straight. Into another hard left and hard right again. So it's really hard on the tires.
Yeah.
And another shorter straight. And this is my little homage to Suzuka. So
Okay.
this is where the track will crisscross. So you'll go underneath and then over
Ah,
here.
there's a bridge there.
Yes.
Okay, lovely.
And then you go over short right back towards the roundabout and then back towards the start finish straight. But we turn left here and then it's another left. And then you go through this giant expo, which just adds a little bit more drama because it's
Okay,
just a
yeah.
giant building with the
Sure.
cars coming through. And
Yeah.
I thought that would improve the sound because the sound waves that bounce off the roof
Yeah.
and around. And that leads you back into the start finish straight.
Nice.
So the length of this is just about a little bit shorter than Spa. And yeah, so it'll be a night race. It's by, I don't know if this is a lake or an ocean or a sea. And just also, you'd have the Victoria skyline, where the Batman building is, where he jumps off
Yes.
in the Dark Knight, where he jumps off. So you'd have
Nice.
that and
Lovely.
skyline. So it's kind of like a mix of like Singapore and Suzuka and Baku, but with the backdrop of like loads of skyscrapers and tall
Yeah.
buildings.
Nice. I think also after the roundabout that you've got here, there's a very very long straight, which reminds me of almost if you were to do Baku from the start finish line backwards. Do you
Yeah.
see what I mean? It's a super long straight, and then it's two quite tight left-handers
Yeah.
back into a little bit of a windy street section. I quite like that actually.
Yeah. I thought
Um,
because it's a street circuit, we've got to have at least two opportunities for overtaking,
yeah.
which you have. So you've got the really, really long straight here, and then you've got this semi-short straight here.
Hmm.
The one thing I don't like with it being a street circuit is there's not really many flowy corners.
Yeah.
So you have it a little bit. I was thinking if they could, they would make this section a little bit like Australia. Is it turn 12 and 13? We've got the quick left and right.
Yeah, sure.
So that could be like that. And then something similar again here. But yeah, that is my circuit. and I'm
Nice.
pretty proud of it.
No, it's not bad. I'm not complaining at all. And you said it was about the same. Did you say it was the same length as Spa?
It's slightly shorter than Spa.
Slightly shorter. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And like you said, if you can see here, I tried to get a 3D view, but you can see like the Bank of China Tower,
Yeah.
or these skyscrapers. So you'd also have the noise just reverberating off that.
Nice.
And also awesome views. Imagine if you're in one of these buildings and you have a ticket, you just see the cars, just really high around. And yeah, there's a bit of greenery. You've got this water feature here. Water feature sounds like a garden, but yeah, that was my circuit.
Nice.
So at the moment, it probably suits a Red Bull. This guy.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, most tracks suit the Red Bull at this point in time, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it. And I'm quite proud of this little expo drive here where it's like a little internal bit. That was inspired by Abu Dhabi, when they exit the pit lane and they go under and then out again. I was like, why not have it as like a racing part, going at racing speeds? It's a little bit short, so they won't be at full throttle. But
yeah.
still.
I remember, I think it was last year before, when they were talking about that in the commentary, they said that they're surprised nobody's crashed in the tunnel before.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you crash in the tunnel, the whole pit lane's closed. You can't, there's nothing you can do.
That's a red flag.
That's a complete red flag. So,
yeah. So, yeah, that is my circuit.
Nice. I think comparing mine to yours, mine's a little bit more basic for the majority of it.
Okay.
But
show us what
I have got similar-ish vibes.
I mean, is yours a street circuit?
Yes.
You're kind of limited by.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think that if we're asked to randomly come up with a city or a place like that, there aren't that many places that already have pre-existing tracks. So, I mean, there's really not a lot we could do in terms of street circuits anyway. So, but yeah. All right. Nice. So what I will do is I will very quickly.
Oh, okay.
So I've gone downtown Tokyo. Is what I've gone with. I even went through the effort of creating exactly. It's very Tokyo Drift-esque. I went through the effort of creating a track map with sectors and everything. And I'm reasonably proud of it. However, I do fully agree that the blue area of section 2 and the yellow area of section 3 could be quite simplistic. However, I would argue so is most of Baku. So, I mean, there's that. Anyway, but it goes through the downtown area of Tokyo and like an area called Shibuya City. And it actually does cross the iconic Shibuya crossing, like the busiest road crossing in the world. It goes right through that. So I've even gone ahead and calculated the track length, which is 4.21 kilometers, which is slightly shorter than Zandvoort, but not by much. It would be 73 laps, which is the minimum race distance that they could do, because they have to do a minimum of 305 kilometers for the race distance. Formula E also had a proposed similar race in downtown Tokyo as well. Which is kind of cool. So I will just very quickly show you this article where this is not the right link. For some reason, it's not loaded up the right link, and I don't know why. Anyway, you can see with the link, it says Formula E Tokyo 2024 plans, and then when you open it, it doesn't work. It gives you mistake. Good. Right. Awesome. Anyway... But so Formula E had proposed like a similar sort of race / not area, but a similar-ish race in Tokyo. So it's not completely out of the picture type thing. So yeah, like I said, I'd worked out DRS zones and stuff as well, and also worked out where the start-finish straight would be. And also managed to, I grabbed a screenshot from Google Maps that would actually show off that I put a little bit of thought into like where the pit buildings would need to be, where the pit lane would have to be as well, the start finish straight, etc., etc. And I picked this space specifically because it's already a national gymnasium, meaning that they probably already have quite a lot of infrastructure there that the FIA would need as well. And then also, I very weirdly, and I don't think it went very well, as you can see, I asked AI to create how the track could potentially look. and it didn't go particularly well, as you saw. But this is the famous crossing, so you could see the cars would actually cut right through here in the middle of the night in Tokyo.
That would make some awesome photos.
This is what I'm talking about. This is as iconic as you can get in terms of a Japan / like Japanese night race. That is pretty much as iconic as you can get. And I'm pretty happy with how I managed to navigate the circuit itself. I think if we go up again to the top image that I have, I think you can see that essentially the first sector is very technical and has quite a few right-angled corners. So it could get pretty twisty turny, which might not be amazing for the bigger cars, maybe sort of for smaller cars, but it could be quite interesting. And then Sector 2 actually has a little bit of a nice flow to it. It's not completely straight, along with a DRS detection zone as well. And then a very, it's almost smaller than 90 degrees, maybe like 80-degree corner left, down into another very, very long straight as well. I also double checked, like whether bridges or stuff cross it and stuff like that, but I'm also pretty happy with this, purely from just the Shibuya crossing. Like, having that as part of the calendar, I would argue is more iconic than the other parts of yeah, sorry, I need to stop presenting.
Your first sector is going to have a lot of crashes.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that I'm
considering like how you got the start of the race right there, and then it's all of a sudden it's like left, right, 90 degrees.
Yeah, so the run down to turn 1 was about 300 meters.
Oh wow!
So it's pretty similar to Hungary. There's not a lot of run down to turn 1. But
it seems a little bit like Singapore.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And it's just that left, right, and
left, right, left.
Again.
Yeah. It is remarkably similar. But yeah, that's mine as well. There we go. Cool. So
I like how we both went for like Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It just is more interesting. Like, I would rather do something like that than have some race like in America. Like, if they did a New York Grand Prix, I wouldn't care as much. But if they did like, oh, we're going to do a street circuit in Seoul in South Korea, I'm like, hell yeah, that sounds great. Cool. So I think it's awesome. But yeah, I guess what we'll do is we'll post them up on the Instagram as well, and see what other people think. But I think we should be proud of ourselves. Yeah, let us know who the winner is, I guess, of this very random challenge.
I know,
very random.
It's good fun though. I just realized it's a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah, because I initially drew the track. And I was like, oh, it's only 3 kilometers long. We can't have 3 kilometers. So
I couldn't work it out, so I just randomly hit the points. I was like, yes, it's a good length.
Nice, yeah.
Good length.